Hi, everyone. Okay, so I have a question. Can you see? If you can see, give me a wave. Fantastic. I'd love for you to have a look around the room. Look to your left. Look to your right. Have a look at your neighbor. Give them a wave. Say hi. Say hello, hello. Fantastic. I want to introduce or reintroduce you to a Zulu greeting phrase. And let's see if this works for me. Sawubona. I love that you just all repeated it without me even asking you. What a great audience. It means, I see you. It's a greeting that says hello, but actually it means so much more. It means, I see you. I see your pain. I see your strengths. I see the whole of you, and I am present with you. I'm saying hello, but I am saying so much more. So when we greet each other in this way, what we are saying is that because I am saying hello and because I see you, I am present with you and I am bringing you into existence by me saying hello. Is that quite deep? It's very, very deep. And something quite transformational has been happening over these days in this camp. I'm sure you would agree. We have listened and we have learnt and we've been challenged. But we can't move forward unless we begin to see each other in this way. So now I'm going to invite you to say hello again to your neighbor. But before you do that, before you say hello again, I want you to say it in the way of the greeting in Zulu, Sawubona. So before you do that, I want you to mean it. I want it to resonate in your being that you see that person, that you are taking the time to be present with them, to recognize all that they are and all that you are, and to recognize the importance of that person by saying, I see you. Are you ready? Okay, now turn to your neighbor and say, Sawubona. And when you say Sawubona, you say Yebu Sawubona, which means yes, I see you. So it's this recognition that we see each other. Are we happy to try it one more time? Okay, so we're going to say Sawubona, and then you're going to reply and say Yebu Sawubona, and say it to somebody else this time. Ready? Go. Sawubona. Yebu. Sawubona. Sawubona. Lovely. Okay. Thank you for participating in that with me. But what's very interesting is There's a lady that had spent most of her life blind. And what she said is, the only thing worse than being blind is having sight but no vision. So this is coming from a lady that spent most of her life being blind. So I'm going to invite us now to do another exercise. Whoa, everyone says they don't know what to expect, right? But as I say, we've spent these days listening, we've spent these days learning. But what does it all mean? Are we here to just take information, to be really encouraged, and then just go and nothing happens? I believe that there is more. And I believe that we can do more. So I'm going to invite you to close your eyes. Close your eyes with me. And I'm going to invite you to dream. I'm going to invite you to imagine the world in 2 years with no limitations to your dreams. To imagine the impossible. I'm inviting you to dream about stepping forward into the things that you have been scared of doing. What do you see? What can you smell? What does it look like? What is the atmosphere like? What's happening around you? Will you dare to dream? What have you stepped into? What is different by the things that you have imagined to become real? And now you can open your eyes if you've spent that time dreaming with me. So, if we don't have a vision, we're not going to step forward, right? And so even in your dream of imagining the future in 2 years, where were you? Could you see yourself in that future? My question is what is stopping you from achieving that? My talk is called Your Fearless Future. My name is Georgina Wilson. I run a social enterprise. But I am here because I am not the hero. You up there on the balcony, on your phone, checking your WhatsApp. You can all look up, lovely, thank you. You are our future. We are all the future. And if we do not see each other, there is no future. If we do not see ourselves in that future, there is no future. But we must overcome our fears. Do you agree? And so the way that we overcome fears is by taking action. There's been a lot of talk about action. Even just earlier on today, we looked at the model of maturity, and the final thing is about action. So what are we going to do as a result of this camp? I know I've had a great time here. It's been absolutely fantastic. But I am very much focused on what it means. What does it mean to you, and what does it mean to us? So I have come up with some ideas around the things that I've heard over this time and how we can overcome some fears and step into action. And I'm going to share that with you. So, I've done this into an acronym because I just like acronyms, right? Who doesn't like an acronym? As long as we know what it means, okay? So FEAR, F-E-A-R. So, forging powerful alliances. We've talked a lot about collaboration, about connecting, about coming together. But if we just talk about it and we don't do it, what happens? We all go back to our work and everything stays exactly the same. So we need to think about cross-sector collaborations. What is it that you could do to forge a really powerful alliance? Sometimes it's just supporting one person, connecting with one person, sharing your WhatsApp or LinkedIn and saying, let's have a chat afterwards. It could be anything, but it's got to begin from somewhere. The first step is always the hardest, right? E, empower underrepresented social enterprises. That's a lot of the work that we do in the UK. We work with Black and brown leaders to ensure that they have opportunities around getting social investment and supply chain. This is a conversation that we've been having throughout this whole time. How can you empower an underrepresented social enterprise through training, through investment, through just building their network, connecting them with somebody else? And how can you, as a social enterprise, say, do you know what? A year from now, I am not going to be where I am. I'm going to grow, I'm going to learn, I'm going to reach out, I'm going to connect with some others. And I'm going to take some power. We're talking about power and balances. Let's start to change some of the power balances that we have. Yeah? And then allow space to experiment. So the A is about creating more space to experiment. Sometimes there's too much expectation that we're going to do this thing and this is what we expect to happen at the end of it. It's not always the case. Right? Sometimes you want to go from A to B. We expect it to go in a straight line. We know that that's never the case. So allow room to experiment. And then let's put resilience over production. And what do I mean by resilience? So when we look at this world of social entrepreneurship, there is so much pressure for entrepreneurs. So much pressure to do this and to do that and to run these organizations. But what about the individual? What about the person that is carrying that pressure? We need to start to look after them first, otherwise the organization doesn't exist, right? So those are my thoughts around how we can overcome fear. But I'm going to ask you to do another activity with me. Everyone say, oh no. Oh no. Okay. So what I want for you to do is to think about one thing that you will do as a result of this social enterprise camp. Just one thing, and I would like for you to write it down. But we're going to make it a SMART goal, so I want you to think of one thing and by when. And it can be anything. It can be relating to some of this, or just anything you've decided to do. Are you ready? Okay, if you're ready, on 3, say, I am ready. 1, 2, 3. Oh, a bit louder. Come on, I want some enthusiasm. 1, 2, 3. I am ready. Okay, now write on your book, on your phone, just one thing. I will give you 45 seconds. Don't think about it too much. Just write the first thing that comes into your mind. Just one thing on your phone or on your lovely notebook. I will give you another 10 seconds. Just one thing, big or small, it's entirely up to you. Okay, are we done? We have our one thing. Okay, so just so that you know, just by writing down your goal, you are 42% more likely to achieve it. Incredible. I think you should, give yourselves a clap, absolutely. So just by that act, you are more likely to achieve that goal, but it's just your goal. We need each other, so guess what we're going to do now? We're going to share that goal with our neighbor to make it even more reinforced. So, I'm going to give you 60 seconds. Speak to your neighbor, share your one goal. Off you go. Make sure you include everybody. I can see you. Okay, and stop. And stop sharing. I love that you are all so passionate about your goals and sharing with each other that I have to interrupt you. So I want us to just reflect. I've been here for about 15, almost 20 minutes. Imagine what has just happened. Imagine about what is possible if we stop, we reflect, we see each other, we decide that we're going to take action, we make goals, and we share. This is real, and this is alive. And now we can see our future. So, your fearless future is our fearless future. And I leave you with one final question. Can you see?